The History of Igbo Landing, 1803. In the painful history of the transatlantic slave trade, few stories carry the power, courage, and spiritual weight of Igbo Landing, also known as Igbo Landing. The event took place in May of 1803 on the shores of St. Simon's Island, Georgia, in the United States. And more than 2 centuries later, the story still echoes across history as one of the greatest acts of resistance against slavery ever recorded. The people involved were Igbo men and women from present-day southeastern Nigeria. They were captured during the brutal Atlantic slave trade, torn from their homes, chained together, and forced across the ocean in horrific conditions known as the Middle Passage. After arriving in Savannah, Georgia, around 75 Igbo captives were sold to slave owners and placed onto a smaller vessel heading toward nearby plantations. But these men and women had already made a decision in their hearts. They would never accept slavery. As the ship moved through the waters of Dunbar Creek, something extraordinary happened. The Igbo captives rose up against the crew. Historical accounts say they fought back, overpowering some of the enslavers aboard the vessel. And then, standing together in unity, they made a choice that would immortalize their names forever. Rather than live in chains, many walked directly into the waters. Step by step, side by side, choosing death over a life of bondage. For African descendants across America, the story of Igbo Landing became far more than history. It became legend. Among the Gullah Geechee communities of coastal Georgia and South Carolina, stories were passed from generation to generation, saying the Igbo people did not truly die. Some believed they walked across the water. Others believed they flew spiritually back to Africa. These stories later became part of the famous African-American folklore known as the Flying Africans. Today, Igbo Landing stands as a sacred symbol of resistance, dignity, identity, and the unbreakable human desire for freedom. The men and women of Igbo Landing may have been captured physically, but spiritually, they refused to be enslaved. And because of that courage, their story continues to inspire the world more than 200 years later. Do you know the Igbo tribe of Nigeria and their resilience and die-hard attitude? Do you know about this history or about Igbo people? Let me see your comment below.